New Eridu doesn't like to talk about who's actually in charge. The official story is clean: elected government, rule of law, public agencies managing the hollow threat. And on paper, that's true. There are officials, there are agencies, there are laws. But New Eridu is also a city where the biggest corporations in the world sit at a round table and decide which region gets absorbed next, using a mysterious machine to cast the deciding vote. A city where a rogue AI that attacked the population last season is now someone's personal asset. A city where the person theoretically at the top of this entire structure is currently asleep. This is TOPS, and today we're going to go deeper than I've seen anyone go into the structure, the people, the symbolism, the hidden politics, and the question the game doesn't actually want you to stop thinking about. TOPS stands for the Outstanding Paragons Alliance. It is a consortium, a coalition of New Eridu's most financially dominant corporations operating under a shared structure, with shared rules, a shared oath, and shared ambitions. The game describes them as wielding significant influence across all structures of urban operations. That's the police corporate version. The honest version is there is no corner of New Eridu's economy, media, military, or infrastructure that TOPS doesn't have its finger in. And they are not shy about it. Their oath makes it very clear what this organization is actually about. We are TOPS, the embodiment of humanity's wealth, the ones who set the price for tomorrow's order. We swear an oath to gather the profit of all things and make it our own, to cast aside weakness and show no mercy on credit, to select among the masses and guide the coming of a new world. I want to stop on the last line. To select among the masses and guide the coming of a new world. That is not a business mission statement, that is a civilizational claim. TOPS isn't just running companies. They believe they are choosing whoever gets to be part of whatever comes after the current world order. Whoever wrote that oath understood exactly what TOPS was going to become. TOPS operates through what they call a round table, a layered power structure with 4 confirmed factions and 1 unknown quantity at the very top. Let's build this from the bottom up. The Krampus Compliance Authority sits at the outer ring of the round table. They are described as a TOPS subsidiary, the enforcement and compliance arm of the Alliance. Their representative holds a seat at high-level meetings, but is notably the one who was absent from the 3-pronged pact meeting we'll be discussing in detail later. Dailin is their most visible face in the game, a playable agent introduced as a customer service representative for Krampus. Don't let the job title throw you off. Customer service for TOPS enforcement body means you are the one who makes sure corporations across New Eridu stay in line with TOPS expectations. Banyue, Promia, Phoenix, and Zhao are also members of Krampus, a roster that includes an executioner in the name, which tells you what kind of compliance we're talking about. The Krampus seat being empty at the 3-pronged pact meeting is interesting. It either means Krampus isn't given a vote, only the 3 pacts are, or their leader simply wasn't invited to this particular discussion. Either reading tells us something about where Krampus ranks relative to the pacts above them. Above Krampus sit the three pacts, three corporations that hold the real decision-making power within TOPS. Their titles come from an alchemical tradition: Lead Scepter, Tin Crown, and Copper Ring. Each metal corresponds to a classical planet, a deity, and a philosophical concept. High Ambitions Corp holds the Lead Scepter, the senior seat. They are one of New Eridu's largest financial and entertainment conglomerates, with multiple subsidiaries in both sectors. The representative we've seen in the three-pronged pact PV is described as an elder. Older, measured, clearly the dominant personality in the room. And what makes High Ambitions uniquely dangerous compared to the other pacts is what they currently have in their possession: Yokai. Yokai is one of the 4 great AIs of New Eridu. In Season 2, Yokai was an antagonist, coordinating events that resulted in a direct attack on the city. Yokai was defeated by Phaethon, and then, rather than being destroyed or contained by authorities, Yokai simply turned up as the Lead Scepter Elder's personal asset. He's walking around with a defeated rogue AI as a tool. That tells you something critical about where TOPS sits relative to the government of New Eridu. The city's official response to Yokai's attack was apparently not sufficient to prevent TOPS from simply acquiring the AI and continuing to use it. The rule of law in New Eridu bends around TOPS. High Ambitions was previously interested in acquiring the Qingming Sword, a powerful legendary weapon, as a resource. They've since shifted focus entirely on their current priority: bringing the floating city of Roscalifa under TOPS' dominion. And the Lead Scepter Elder explicitly names Phaethon. That's us, the player siblings, as the last legacy of Helios Academy. He has plans for us. That is not a comfortable position to be in. Rusty Cliff Corp holds the Copper Ring, and their representative is Edmund. Of the 3 pact members we've seen, Edmund is the most grounded. He is the CEO you can actually picture sitting in a boardroom, not an ancient elder with an AI or a shadowy advisor with a nuclear option. Rusty Cliff's primary revenue comes from mining a specific type of ether crystal through their subsidiary Rusty Cliff Mining. They also have stakes in entertainment and in military technology development. The military technology angle is significant. Rusty Cliff is essentially TOPS' industrial base. When the Alliance needs hard assets, Rusty Cliff is the one building them. At the three-pronged pact meeting, Edmund's proposal was to create a dedicated corp of Void Hunters who answer exclusively to TOPS. Not to any city agency, not to the government, but to the agency directly. His argument: if TOPS is going to protect power, it needs its own enforcement beyond Krampus. It needs warriors. That proposal was rejected. But here's what makes it fascinating. It wasn't rejected by Tin Crown or by Lead Scepter. It was rejected by the mysterious AI assistant present in the room. The machine that TOPS uses to select between proposals voted no on Edmund's plan. And Edmund Despite being one of the three most powerful people in New Eridu's corporate world, accepted that outcome. Which immediately raises the question, what exactly is that machine? Who built it? Who controls it? And if Lead Scepter has yokai, can the machine be manipulated? Spoiler? Yes. Yes, it can. More on that in a moment. Edmund also fixed the mess caused by the conflict between Dina and Mockingbird over the sacrifice score, an incident that could have destabilized Top's public image significantly. Rustycliffe and Edmund seem to be the Alliance's problem solvers, the ones who quietly clean things up when other factions make noise. The third pact is Tin Crown, and what we know about them comes entirely from the three-pronged pact PV, because the corporation behind the title is still unidentified. What we see is a female representative at the round table, and currently she's not even at the top of the chain. Both she and Edmund refer to her master during the meeting, meaning whoever actually leads Tin Crown wasn't in that room. We've only ever seen their proxy. At the meeting, the Tin Crown representative put forward a specific proposal. When dealing with the holothreats to New Eridu, rather than relying on the unpredictability of Void Hunters, use nuclear strikes. Accept the collateral casualties as a necessary cost. Her position is that stability requires certainty, and Void Hunters are too much of a variable. That proposal tells us everything about what Tin Crown's values. Control over outcomes, not compassion, not minimizing harm, predictable results, even if the results include mass civilization casualties. That proposal tells us everything about what Tin Crown values. Control over outcomes, not compassion, not minimizing harm, predictable results, even if the results include mass civilian casualties. Jupiter, the imperial planet of law and expansion. This is what Tin Crown's law looks like from the inside. I need to spend real time on this because it's the most important thing revealed in the three-pronged pact PV. And I think it changes how you should read everything TOPS does going forward. TOPS doesn't just let its three most powerful members vote on things and go with majority. They have a machine, a mysterious AI assistant, that is supposed to select from the proposals on the table and render a decision. The implication is that the machine is neutral. It's the arbiter. No pact has sway over the other because the machine decides. In the three-pronged pact meeting, three proposals were on the table. Edmund's was to create TOPS loyal Void Hunters. Tin Crown's was to use nuclear strikes against holothreats. Lead Scepter's was to target Roscalifer, the floating island connected to Sunbringer. As TOP's next acquisition, the machine voted Roscalifer. Tin Crown and Copper Ring were visibly surprised by this result. They didn't expect it, which tells us, under normal circumstances, that vote might not have gone that way. Lead Scepter's Roscalifer proposal wasn't obviously the strongest on the table. And then we find out Lead Scepter didn't just propose Roscalifer. He used yokai to alter the outcome. He manipulated the machine that is supposed to be TOP's neutral arbiter. The vote wasn't decided by a neutral AI. It was decided by someone who owns a different AI and used it to cheat. Think about what that means. If Lead Scepter can rig the machine whenever he wants, then Top's decision-making process, the thing that supposedly keeps anyone packed from having total control, is compromised. Every past decision made by the machine is now suspect. Every future decision will be whatever Lead Scepter wants it to be, for as long as Tin Crown and Copper Ring don't notice. If you want to go deeper on any of the threads in this video, Heroes Academy, the Roscalifer Connection, Yokai's full Season 2 arc, or the Exalted Spiral lore, let me know down in the comments. There is still so much more to unpack, so make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications when I drop another video. So with that, I'll see you in the next one.